Today we're going to take a look at how to choose the niche for your OnlyFans or Fansly model. This is a key stage in the success of your model, and the market is saturated. Today, physical appearance is not what matters most. Today, the most important thing is to feed the fantasies of people who are frustrated at not being able to do so. That's what matters most. Let's take this photo as an example. This guy looking at the pineapple is Bernard. Bernard is quite old, a traveling salesman. He flies 2 or 3 times a week. And it turns out he's developed a fantasy about stewardesses. Unfortunately for Bernard, he can't really feed his fantasy in real life. For one thing, Bernard's too lazy to talk to stewardesses. He's got a wife, he's got kids. Well, we're here for Bernard. Thanks to us, Bernard can talk to a stewardess every day on OnlyFans. He can buy his PPVs. And he can look good. Bernard, he looks good. And on top of that, we're making money. That's what a fantasy is for. The good thing about fantasies is that your subscribers are hooked on you. Because there are very few other models doing what you're doing in exactly the same niche as you, so you create even more loyalty among your subscribers. And loyalty, which is meme or OnlyFans, is the most important thing. Take my word for it. So to do that, we need to define together the 4 types of niches you can set up for your model. First of all, you have the ethnic niches. Here it's going to be skin color, origin. These are niches that shouldn't be overlooked. Then there's the physical aspect. This includes everything from big boobs and skinny girls to petite girls. Hair color, age too, so MILF, young teens, etc. Then there's the profession. This is a bit more tedious to set up because it requires a bit of thought. So, of course, the interview with the model is essential. Then there's the passion. The camera is something a little wackier than looks and ethnicity. So the passion is going to be anything that's a hobby, i.e. reading, yoga, gym, tennis, golf, and so on. There are many models that use hobbies as niches and it works very well. I can't remember the name, but I know there's a model who uses golf as a niche and it works like a charm because since she's the only one on the market, guys who have this type of fantasy in mind stay totally faithful to her. As you can see, the further to the right you go in terms of niche type, the more precise you'll be and the more loyal your spenders will be. And on top of that, if you manage to highlight these 4 types of niche, you're going to get many spenders and many people who will come to you and say, yes, she's a real fantasy for me, I'll stay loyal to her. The aim is to build loyalty, and that's why we set up niches. So, how do you go about choosing a niche with a model? You have to talk to her. Usually it's a call that lasts an hour or 2. So you have to make sure that the model is comfortable with her niche ideas. Generally, what I recommend is to find out from her what kind of business she's done before and what kind of business she's doing now. For example, if you take on an OnlyFans model who used to be a waitress, that's a very good starting point because she's familiar with that profession. She'll have anecdotes to tell and above all, she'll be at ease because she's already experienced this kind of thing. The same goes for hobbies. If you see that your OnlyFans model does yoga really well, that's great. She'll be comfortable doing yoga. She won't even have to act, etc. She knows how to do it. She knows how to do it. It's top. And believe me, the more comfortable a girl is doing content, the more natural it is. And the more natural it is, the more it comes across and the more the spenders will love the PPVs and the content. On top of that, even on social networks, etc., to put it forward, it's going to be felt. It's the passion that's going to be felt. That's why it's so important to promote things that will make her feel comfortable. If you are unsure about which hobby or profession your model should pursue, that's fine. Offer her a list of 10 different professions and hobbies and let her choose for herself. It is crucial that she has the freedom to choose something she is comfortable with and enjoys. For instance, if she has always dreamt of being a naughty secretary, let her explore that role. Allow her to embrace the character she likes and enjoys. It is essential to give your model the autonomy to make her own decisions rather than dictating what she should do. Avoid controlling her choices and forcing her into specific roles like a pimp would with a sexy nurse, for example. Ultimately, let her decide. Choose. Let her choose, do what makes her happy. You'll feel it, believe me. So, once you've chosen your model's niche, well, now it's time to do some market research. So here's an example of a girl who succeeded in the flight attendant niche once again. So as you can see, the figures are pretty interesting. So what you need to put in place for market research, in fact, is just to study the competitors, study their content, their OnlyFans. If you can subscribe, do it. You have to get on all their social networks, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, to see what content they're offering, and then you make a list of all the competitors you have. So, thanks to this, you'll be able to pick up ideas left and right, and you'll be able to get started quickly. So obviously, if you can innovate your content, if you want to be as original as possible, do it. But in the beginning, and even from time to time, it's a good idea to rip off good ideas, to rip off video ideas that have gone viral with your competitors. That way at least you save time. The same goes for posts. If you see that your competitors are posting a type of photo and that it's doing very well and that he's managed to get a lot of impressions on it, well, you do the same. Don't reinvent the wheel. On the other hand, if you have a really good idea for innovation, whether it's in TikTok content or even Onlyfans, do that too. Test it. But the idea with this kind of market research is not to make any mistakes. And that's it. Well, listen, I think we've covered everything. Let me summarize the 3 key steps to defining your niche. First of all, you need to know the 4 types of niche you need to set up on your model, whether it's ethnic, physical, professional, or hobby. So for that, I've put all the niche ideas you can think of on Telegram. There you go. So feel free to join him for that. Next, you need to choose the niche with the model during an interview and avoid the model being too uncomfortable with that niche. So generally, do something she's already done or is already doing, whether in terms of hobby or profession, of course. And then market research to study your competitors, study the content they offer, and copy a little of what they're doing. Thank you very much for staying to the end. I'll see you next time for another video.